What's up, everybody? It's me, Joe Pisapia, back with another top 10 video. This time it's for week 9 in the NFL, and we're back overseas. We got games in Germany. We got some incredible big-time powerhouse matchups in the NFC and the AFC. We're going to talk about how to get involved in them in this video. And speaking about getting involved, we want you to get involved. Subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel today, right now. Drop a comment below and you could win a 1-year free premium upgrade to the Betting Pros premium tools. That's right, the greatest betting tools on the history of the planet. Start betting smarter, not harder. That's what you do with Betting Pros. So again, drop a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn on that little bell till it goes ding so you know every time a piece of content drops here on the channel. And if you are the big winner of the 1-year free premium upgrade, all right, now it's time to get down to business, to brass tacks, to all that fun stuff. Let's talk about the top 10 bets this week, week 9 in the NFL. Let's start things off here with a bang. A marquee matchup in Germany. The Chiefs will host, in air quotes, the Miami Dolphins. But give me the Dolphins on the money line plus 124. I think it's the best value on the board. And the public is very heavy into Kansas City right now, 70%. So on the Kansas City side of this game. So I'm going to fade the public and go the other way. I know the Dolphins have struggled when they've been challenged to some of those bigger teams in the NFL. They have fallen a little short, but the Kansas City Chiefs have been just as erratic as the Dolphins at times. So they've looked as good as it gets in the NFL. And then they go out there and put up a stinker against the Denver Broncos last week. I know Patrick Mahomes was not 100% in this game, but I think this one becomes a shootout. And I also want to throw this note out there too. Miami left for Germany right after their game, whereas Kansas City did not. And typically the team that travels last does not perform well in some of these international games. So I'm going to go ahead and take that trend and take the Miami Dolphins as well on the money line for the upset. The number 9 pick this week for week 9 in the NFL. Give me the under 37.5 with the Vikings and Falcons. This one's in Atlanta, minus 105 over on FanDuel. Kirk Cousins is done for the year with a torn Achilles, which is so sad because the Vikings had just started to turn things around. And even though they weren't having Justin Jefferson on the field, they were putting up some W's, back-to-back huge wins for them. But now it could all come crashing down. Not to mention the Falcons are unsure how Desmond Ridder is going to be for this game. Taylor Heineke ended up playing at the end because Ridder did not go back in after sustaining a head injury. So a lot of question marks in this game, and I think I'm going to lock in this 37 as early as possible because I think this one might get bet down. So let's try to get the highest number we can before that happens here. The Falcons offense has been sputtering. Enough Arthur Smith memes will tell you that on the internet. And the Vikings with a rookie quarterback, I just don't know what kind of offense they're going to have. I'd be looking for some Madison and Cam Akers overs potentially in this game too, as I imagine they're going to try to run the football as much as they can on the Falcons. And if all of that running does happen between these two teams, you're going to see a very slower pace of game, and you're also going to see lesser points. So give me that under 37.5. Lock it in. Number 8 on our list this week is the Ravens hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Give me the Ravens with the 5.5 points, minus 110 over on FanDuel. Look, the Ravens are starting to put things together. You're seeing that run game return to prominence. And like so many teams in the NFL, they're a work in progress because they have a new offensive coordinator. We've talked about that quite a bit on the shows. And now you're seeing some of these teams finally put these pieces together in the right spot. The Seahawks barely escaped with a victory last Sunday. I don't think they can go on the road and beat the Ravens. It's a tough environment. I know the Seahawks have been plucky. I know the Seahawks have been a pretty good team this year, but I think the Ravens are just in a different class potentially, especially with that defense playing much better. And I would also look for a pick in this game, at least 1, potentially 2. So maybe bet that as well. But give me the Ravens at home. I think this one's a lock. I like the 5.5. I don't want it to get any bigger though. So let's try to lock this one in now. Number 7 on the list for week 9. I'm going to close my eyes and take the Rams at plus 3 on even money over at BetMGM against the Packers in Green Bay. The Packers are a hot mess. I've been saying this for weeks, and I don't think it's going to get any better. I don't know if we're ever going to see a healthy Aaron Jones all season. That being said, we also don't know how healthy Matthew Stafford is, and I know this one is a huge risk, but I think Matthew Stafford is going to find a way to play through this injury, and if he does, this is a great time to jump on this plus 3 at even money because I do think the Rams can at the very least keep this game close, if not win outright. So I'm going to take the points instead of going right for the upset on the money line. But I will say this, if you do get some news that all of a sudden we're going to have to pivot to a different quarterback in Los Angeles, then all of a sudden maybe this 3 becomes dangerous. So this bet is not for the faint of heart, but but I think it's got some early value on it because the Rams have been scuffling lately. They're coming off a huge butt kicking where they got their absolute lunch handed to them by the Dallas Cowboys. I think they bounce back against the Packers on the road. This is not going to be 10 degrees in Green Bay, so let's not worry about the weather too much. Let's just take the Rams, hope for Stafford, hope for the best, and see if we can make some money on that even, because that is a really tempting spot right now for LA. Number 6 this week, give me the Colts -2.5 at -115 against the Panthers in Carolina over on DraftKings. Yay, everybody's so excited the Panthers won a game. Great. Now we're going to put that aside. They beat the Houston Texans, who, although the Texans have played well this year, they're still the Houston Texans to a large degree, and they were on the road. Now the Colts are coming into town, and Jonathan Taylor has looked much better of late. I think that's going to be a big problem for this Panthers defense. I also think that Gardner Minshew can do enough here for the Colts to win this football game. The Colts have been very competitive. The Colts have been putting up points. And even though the Panthers did come out with a victory, it's not like they're lighting up the scoreboard here. So give me the Colts just to flat out find ways to outscore the Panthers at the end of the day. I think this 2.5 is safe. It's one of the better bets on the board at -115. I know it's a little bit more juice than we'd like, but we'll take it over on DK, and we'll take the Colts to the bank. Number 5, it's gut check time, boys and girls. And my gut tells me the Eagles are the best team in the NFC. In fact, I'm so confident in that I bet them early in the year on all the preview shows in August, and I'm going to bet them again today at home against the Dallas Cowboys. In fact, this number right now is at 3.5 in some spots. I want to tease this bad boy to Eagles -5.5. I can get that at +134 on FanDuel. That's how confident I am that the Eagles can win by at least a touchdown in this contest. I know everybody's really excited about the Dallas Cowboys looking so great and throwing the ball a ton. Terrific. I know that the Eagles' weakness is the secondary. All of this stuff lines up. You know what? It also lined up 2 weeks ago when the Miami Dolphins came into town, and guess what? The Eagles found a way to win that game. I just think that the Cowboys are suspect, and I don't believe that they can go into Philadelphia in that hostile environment and come out with a big victory. I simply just don't trust the mental fortitude of the Dallas Cowboys. And that's not trying to be insulting. That's just trying to make some money. We all know the Cowboys are a very public team, so everybody's going to be back in the saddle with them after that huge dominating victory last week at home against the Rams. This is a whole different story. Give me the Eagles. In fact, let's tease this one. Let's get a better number here because I think Philly wins this one easily on Sunday. Guess who's back again? It's the Cincinnati Bengals. I told you more on the Bengals in this video as we get going, but they're going to host the Bills this weekend in Cincinnati. They look great in that huge win against the San Francisco 49ers. We picked it last week. We were right. Ooh-wee. Bengals on the money line won us 2-1 cash. And now I want to go right down to that Cincinnati well one more time. Joe Burrow was very healthy last week, running around in the pocket, breaking out of potential sacks. He looked tremendous. And the Buffalo Bills, let's face it, they clearly missed those big pieces on defense that are hurt. So I think the Bills are very vulnerable right here. The Bengals have handled them before. This one's in Cincinnati. The Buffalo Bills will show up, but I think at the end, the Bengals do win this one by a field goal. So this 2.5 is key here. Give me the Cincinnati Bengals here at -2.5, -118 over on DraftKings. Hooday, Data Bengals. This next one worked last week, so let's just do it again. Let's let it ride on another under wherever the Giants are. This time they're in Las Vegas against the Raiders. The number is 38.5. Give me that under at -110 over on DK. Neither of these offenses look like they can get out of their own way lately. The Giants seem like they're sputtering. We have Daniel Jones returning, ? We think. But I don't know how much that's really going to do to this Giants offense at the end of the day. And he is rusty, and they are traveling on the road. And the Raiders are the Raiders with their own set of problems. Everyone's airing their grievances. I have no grievances. All I want to do is just bet the under in this game, just like I bet the under last week in the Giants and the week before. I see the Giants, I see the G-men, and I see green, not blue, whenever I bet the under. So bet it with me, and let's make some cash in week 9. Let's go to the future for number 2 here. The Bengals at +350 to win the AFC North. You remember a couple weeks ago, I told you, bet the Bengals right now, folks. Bet them now to win this division at +5, because if they have a little bit of a win streak, guess what's going to happen? This number's going to get cut in half. And guess what happened? It got cut in half. And now it's +350. That's the best number you can get right now. And if I am you on DK, I bet this one, and I bet it hard because I'm looking around, and as good as the Ravens have been, they will be competitive. The Cleveland offense is no good, and now we have an injury to Kenny Pickett, and the Steelers just took another loss. I think the Bengals are primed here to get a big win on the Bills, and just like last week when we were looking to maybe get ahead of markets, let's get ahead of the market here, because if the Bengals beat the Bills, all of a sudden their stock goes way up, this number goes way down, and the value is gone. So don't lose the value, please. Bet the Bengals at plus 350 to win the AFC before this number becomes even lower in the weeks ahead. Let's bring things full circle here with the Philadelphia Eagles at plus 250 to be the NFC champion, and this one you can also get over on DraftKings. Look, everybody, we got this number early if you bet with me in August, and now that number that was plus 600, plus 700 in some other spots, now it's just plus 250. So now's the time to jump on the Eagles, because just like that Bengals conversation we just had, if the Eagles handle their business and look great against the Dallas Cowboys, this number is also going to shrink. So far, the 49ers have not been as good as advertised. They have dropped 3 straight games. The Cowboys are the Cowboys, and I'm looking around the NFC, and I don't see a legitimate challenger to the Eagles. So when they handle the Cowboys, and they will this week, the Eagles number at plus 250 could even go minus. So this is your last chance. Wee-oo, wee-oo. I'm sounding the alarm. Yes, I'm sorry, it's annoying, but I'm just trying to do it to win you some money. So please bet the Eagles at plus 250 to win the AFC. Lock it in before you can't get this value, and it's gone. Well, there you have it, everybody. Those are my picks for week 9 in the NFL. I want to hear from you, though, so drop your comments below. I want to know what you're in on, what your favorite pick of the week is. Maybe I'll bet it. I probably will. So again, we're all in this together, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can win that 1-year free premium upgrade. And if you haven't already, you should try the Betting Pros app, because if you have iOS, you can get 3 free days of premium just to see about the tools I'm talking about. And I guarantee you, when you see them for free, you're going to want them all year round. So now's a good time to start getting into the betting market, especially as fantasy is winding down and all that fun betting stuff is coming around with NFL and the playoffs just around the corner, if you can believe it. That's right, it's not that far away. You might think it's far, but it's not. So that'll do it for me, Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy week 9.